Hello friends, and welcome to a new week of learning. This week we are working on the letter A. So when you make a capital A, it looks like this. A lowercase a looks like this. When you make an A in sign language, you hold your hand like this. And the sound that we're focusing on for letter A is the short vowel sound. And we're going to say A says ah. Say that with me. A says ah, A says ah. Every letter makes a sound. A says ah. And then we're going to be thinking, big A, little a. What begins with A? Well, let's open it up and find out. Here we're going to say, A is for apple, apples. A is for ants, ants. A is for animals, animals. A is for alligator, alligator. A is for ambulance, ambulance. A is for antlers, antlers. A is for anteater, anteater. And A is for antelope, antelope. Well, friends, here we're talking so much about the sound. It has our friend Sound Muncher ready to munch some things that begin with the letter A and the sound So Mrs. Vaughn's going to reach inside my sound bag and I'm going to find something that begins that way. The first thing I find is an ant. Now this is a giant ant, and together we're going to say, sound muncher, munch, munch, munch. How about an ant for your lunch? Munch, munch, munch. And Sound Muncher is going to say the sound that we hear at the beginning of ant. He's going to say ah. Nice job. Let's do another one. I'm going to reach inside, and this time I'm going to pull out an apple. Say apple. What do you hear at the beginning? Good for you. I heard the sound too. Let's say to Sound Muncher, Sound Muncher, munch, munch, munch. How about an apple for your lunch? Munch, munch, munch. And Sound Muncher will say, ah. Let's do one more. All right. For this one, oh boy, this is big, Sound Muncher. I don't know if you can handle this. Friends, this is a tool. It's called an axe. If you wanted to chop down a tree or you wanted to chop wood into smaller pieces, you would use an axe. What sound do you hear at the beginning of axe? Good for you. I heard the sound too. So did Sound Muncher. So let's say to Sound Muncher, Sound Muncher, munch, munch, munch. How about an axe for your lunch? Munch, munch, munch. And Sound Muncher will say ah. Nice job. Well, friends, today we are going to be working in our writing journals, and we're going to be working on the letter A, the sound and some heart word practice too. So go ahead and get your journal, get a pencil and some crayons, and we'll get started. All right, friends, now that we've opened up our journal and we've turned it to the next blank page, we are going to write our name. The first thing we do is always the same. We pick up our pencil and we write our first name. And before it's too late, we write the date. Today's date is 10-5-2020. here in the illustration space, we're going to be drawing two things that begin with the ah sound. So in order to make room for those two things, I'm going to draw a line that goes right down the middle. And then I am going to draw two things that begin with the short ah sound. Remember that A says ah, A says ah. Every letter makes a sound. A says ah. Now, I have happened to bring along a little card to help me, and that is what I'm going to use for my first picture. It's going to be of an apple. So when I look at an apple, when I look at it flat like this, it looks like a circle. An apple is actually a solid shape that is a sphere, but here on this card, it looks like a flat circle. And then I need a little stem for my apple, and if it was hanging on a tree, it might even have a little leaf right there. And then I'm going to label apple. Tell me the sounds in apple. Here we go. A-p-o. So friends, if you just wrote 3 sounds, 3 letters, that would be wonderful. But when I look at the word apple, I see it has a couple more letters, and I can add those too. So here's A, letter A for apple. P. There's 2 of those. O, and then there's a silent E at the end. So A is for apple, apple. And then I'm going to do another A word. I am going to do an ant right here. So when I think about drawing my ant, an ant is an insect. It has 3 body parts, a head and a thorax and an abdomen. So 3 body parts. And then it has 2 antennas. A is also for antennas, antennas. And it has eyes. And then it has 3 legs that come out right here. 1, 2, 3. And then 3 legs here. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to say A is for ant. Ant. A is for ant. Ant. And we can label ant. T. Good job, because we heard t. 3 sounds and 3 letters for that. And then here in the writing place, I'm going to make my capital A's. When I make a capital A, I go and make a straight diagonal line, come back up and make another straight diagonal line, and then I go across, leave a finger space, and do that for the first line. So make some capital A's. Good job with your practice for capital A handwriting. Now on the second line, I'm going to make some lowercase a's. Lowercase a looks different. It starts with a circle and then a line down. So let's practice lowercase a's on the second line, making sure to leave a space, like a finger space in between each one. And then down below here, our heart word of the week is the word we. So we're going to practice writing the word we. We, W-E, we, W-E, we, W-E, we, W-E. Nice job. And then friends, we're going to take a look at our learning targets, and we're going to see if when we wrote our name, did we remember a capital letter? Check. Did we put finger spaces between our letters and our words? Check. Today we didn't write a sentence, so we're going to cross that one off. Did we remember 5 details? Well, the leaf, the stem, the apple, and then on the ant, the body, the antennas, the legs, the eyes, the mouth. We did more than 5 details. The only one we haven't done yet is color. That comes next. Well, friends, let's go ahead and count to make sure I used all 5 colors: dark green, brown, red, black, and light green. So yes, I met my learning target and used 5 or more colors. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to highlight the letter A up in my picture part. So A is for apple, apple, remember to highlight the A, and A is for ant, ant. Great practice today, friends, with A words, writing the capital and lowercase a, and also our new heart word, we. Nice job, kindergarten writers and illustrators.